turn me on. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How
Good
are you?
morning to
Did
you.
you survive a good weekend so far?
Had a great weekend. I was in a conference all weekend, changing lives, talking to lots and lots of people. Just a wonderful, wonderful weekend in San Antonio, Texas.
Well, good. That's good. That's very good. We're under a flash flood warning again, just to pass that on.
Yeah.
And so we have the word.
The word for the week, and we always ask everyone, write this word down, think about it, use it in your actions, use it in your words. You know, we always say, watch your words. Words can be kind, they can be healing.
Watch your language, too.
And watch your language. That's excellent. I'm glad we added that.
Well, sure.
So this week, the word is ambition. Ambition.
Right.
And I'm sure, things come to people's mind when we say that word. And it is a strong desire to achieve something. Mm-hmm. And typically, it's going to require determination, hard work, and most of the time, you will be successful, have fame, power, status. And I relate the word to initiative. And which that then brings me to my book, of course. It's called The Circle of Gumption, and that is the virtue that is the greatest in gumption, is that initiative to make a decision. You know, you're lying there in bed and it's raining outside. Do I get up or what do I do? You make a decision. The word actually comes from the Latin, and it meant going around. Okay, motivation, going around, and it referred in the ancient Roman days. It referred to political candidates. Mm-hmm. All right, going around.
I knew we were going to get to that.
You get to that. Political candidates going around trying to get votes. Okay, but by the 14th century, so this is in the 1300s. By the 14th century, ambition evolved into English to imply striving for power or distinction or honor. All right?
I still don't understand how way back then they related ambition to something totally different.
I know. I mean, they didn't even have internet or anything.
No.
Had people going around talking. So ambition. Now, here's what ambition does. It will fuel your personal growth. It'll give you a vision. You know, you got the Bible even talks about it. A man or a woman without a vision shall perish. You must have a vision. There's innovation, and of course, your personal development. And ambition is like an engine. Okay, so leaders, inventors, entrepreneurs, change makers, people in life. Ambition. Now, there's people that we can all think of, people that we have known for their ambition. And one of them was Alexander the Great. Remember that guy? You know, he ruled the world for a long time. He captured everything. And then, of course, one of my favorites is Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he really pulled himself up by his bootstraps and got busy. Today, though, in modern times, we have Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, all right, ambition, all of these guys. So ambition, though, can create someone being arrogant, being mean and ugly, and it's my way, and I'm going to walk over people. And I've heard people say, be very careful on your ladder of success on the relationships you make going up.
You're going to meet them coming down.
That's right. You read that same quote, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but let's talk just a minute about Abraham Lincoln.
All right.
And what he did. All right. So what we have to realize is that ambition is not the enemy of integrity. And integrity means you're guided by your purpose, you're guided by humility, and your moral conviction. So the driving behind ambition is extraordinary leadership. Leadership that leads to legacy. In other words, we're still talking about the great things that Abraham Lincoln did. Wonderful stuff. And all the things he went through. So it's kind of a self-serving drive for power, wealth, or recognition. So it's kind of that way. So you have to be careful, but because it's only true ambition is actually where you know that you don't do it all by yourself. You have to serve others so that you can lead with your honor. And so his life became virtuous when he brought in integrity. So you got to start with the purpose. And his purpose was never about the personal fame. I mean, he never thought about, his greatest ambition when he was only 23, and a lot of times because of his assassination and the paramount purpose of the war, the Civil War, we forget a lot of stuff that he went through. But when at 23, he said, to be truly esteemed of my fellow men, to be fully esteemed of my fellow men by rendering myself worthy of their esteem. So he was serving others. His purpose was to be useful, to do good and leave that lasting impact on the betterment of other people. And this reminds me a great deal of the same things Zig Ziglar did, service to others. And so Abraham Lincoln never gave up. I mean, the story is, he ran for government, he lost, he kept losing, but he actually was a very, very good attorney. He was really, really good, and he taught himself. Now, a lot of the decisions that he made when he was president, from a political standpoint, they cost him a lot. But all of his decisions were morally right for his purpose. And his purpose was, and he said it in the Gettysburg Address, this union will never falter. That was his promise that he made to us. So he led with humility. In other words, he was able to walk in the path of his people. Key quote that he had, and we'll end up with this: character is like a tree, and your reputation is like the shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree, though, is the real thing. So a couple of real quick questions is that, what is the source of your ambition? What are the steps? Why are you doing the things you're doing? So is your source your ego of patting yourself on the back, or is it your purpose? Second question, are your goals aligned with your deepest values? And your deepest value, your best virtue, should always be integrity. Do what you say you're going to do. And in Texas, of course, we call that walking your talk. What you say you're going to do not compromise on your beliefs and your convictions. So, are you building your legacy based on truth, your trust, and your personal transformation? So, call to action. That's the way we want to end this. A call to action. Rise up with your purpose. What is your purpose in life? And I believe mine is to serve others. Share all this knowledge, wisdom, understandings. Rise up, share it with others. Run with integrity. Let integrity be a part of your life. Lead with humility. And then finally, let it serve your ambition. Let your ambition serve a cause greater than yourself. It's all about others. Go out and serve them. And Zig Ziglar said it in his great quote, you can have everything in life you want by doing and being the right person and serving others to get what they want out of life, and then you can have what you want. Thank you.
So, you're welcome. So the word of the week is ambition.
Ambition, right. So what do you think about that word?
Well, of course.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
got to
horse.
have something to strive for.
Right.
You got to have ambition or something. If you don't have ambition, you'll sit on the couch.
Right, yeah. Get up off the couch, get and go. You know, a lot of people today, they're living in a rut. They get up in the morning, they go to work, come home at night, sit down in front of the TV, watch the news, which is terrible, and get up next day and do it again. But they need to see there is a way to make a change and go through the transformation of, like you say, hitting that goal, have a happy home, have great winning relationships, be healthy, be wealthy. All of those things are out there. We live in a
one, wise.
wise. That's right. Yeah, we live in a. We're living under the law of abundance. There's so many opportunities out there, but we've got to put on, this ambition. Put on your gumption. Take your initiative and get out there and get busy.
All right. Kenneth O'Neal, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to talk to him, it's merger at windstream.net, or you can call him.
Yeah, the number, 830, that's in the hill country of Texas, 830-285-7010. Love to chat with you. Phone's open 24/7.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're not selling them anything. You're just going to chat.
Oh, yeah. Conversation is always open and free.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good week.
Thank you.
And
Always love coming to meet, see you.
And we'll see each other next week.
That's right, if not before.
That's right.